Hey guys, Team Moons here, and this is Kyle coming at you with deck profile. And today we have Chainburn, which is everyone's favorite deck to face. Picks up really easy wins. Only really uses a side deck. I would say this deck is really good this format because everything tries to plus super hard, and the more your opponents plus, the more damage your cards will do. So that's always pretty good. So getting right into it, we have your two quote unquote boss monster, Lava Golem. He's like a better kaiju which has like super burn damage, which is what the whole deck is based around. You want to play two pretty much all the time. You could side in a third, but two is fine. Uh, Triple card D because you're playing a degenerate deck. Um, you're not playing any monsters really. You're just playing the eight. Um, you're playing him so you get the draw two cards, so you can get to your burn spells faster. Not much explanation needed. So Scarecrow so you don't die, and that's about it for the monsters. Spells, we have 1 day apiece. You're giving your opponent a card, you're giving yourself a card, and you're not dying this turn from an OTK. So this card is really good. Two Pot of Duality. I was running three, but I took it out for a card I'll show you at the end of the video, which makes me draw a lot more. And lastly, for the spells, we have two Chain Strike, which was at three, but two will be fine. And for the traps, we play pretty much an entire deck of traps, all designed to kill your opponent. So first off, we have Accumulated Fortune, probably the heart and soul of Chainburn. Without this card, I don't think the deck would work very well. Activated Chain Link 4 higher, and you draw two cards. Pretty easy. We have three Secret Blast. Now this card is a new addition. Only came out decently, like pretty recent ago. Inflicts 300 for every card your opponent controls, which is really good. And it also has the added effect of when they destroy it when it's face down, like example Twin Twister or MST or something, they take 1,000 damage. So you're never going neg with this card. And then relative to our Secret Blast, we have Secret Barrel. Does nearly the same thing, except instead of doing 300 for every card on the field that your opponent has, it deals 200 for every card on their field and in their hand. With these cards, you want to go for about like probably minimum of like 1,200 to 1,500 with like a cap at 2,000 usually. Next we have our two Ojama Trios. Works really well in conjunction with our Just Desserts. Inflicts 500 for every monster. Probably one of the best burn cards because it's usually a 2,500 burn. And because we can't run 5 Just Desserts, we run 2 Ceasefire. Pretty much does the same thing except it's only for effect monsters, but it's not really good against like your Ignites and just your other normal base cards. 2 Magic Cylinder, comes in clutch a lot, ends up dealing about like 3k. Ring of Destruction, really solid. 2 Blazing Mirror Force, it's probably the weak link in the deck, I'd say. It's not chainable, like, outside of the battle phase, so, I mean, it has its weaknesses, but it does come in handy for making you not die. We have 2 Wabakus for the attack negators. Same thing, we have 2 Threatening Roars. Personal attack card is Curse of Darkness. This card's really good. For any player that activates a spell card, the controller takes 1,000 damage. You only have 5 spells, so it's not really going to hurt you pretty much at all. And as we know, most of the combo decks out there these days play, I'm going to say like 20 monsters, 20 spells and trap. 20 spells. So like, this card is going to come in clutch. They're going to need to get rid of this, and if they do, they're going to need to use like a Twin Twister or something, and they're going to have to pay 1,000 anyway. So this card's really solid. And our final card, our tech card, is Balance of Judgment. So this card you're going to be activating as your Chain Link 1 in most of your plays. This card will net you. I've netted like 8 cards off of this before. Like, it's insane. Like, literally insane. It's great. I might bump it up to 2 actually because it's just that good. Like, a single trap card that lets you draw upwards of 5 to 8 cards is just crazy. I'm not going to show an extra deck because the deck doesn't really have one. You're not going to exceed with your cards, and you're not going to synchro because you don't have any tuners, and you have no access to them. And as for a side deck, This deck doesn't really have a side deck either. Pretty much just like a Medion the Time Lord, and then maybe like MSTs to get rid of like Royal Decree and stuff. And maybe something to get rid of like a Denko Sekka. But other than that, the deck pretty much wins every single game one against basically any matchup. Um, so yeah, I would definitely recommend this deck. If you have any changes that you'd like to see me make to the deck, you can feel free to comment below or message me, and I'll definitely take a look and take into consideration. I think this deck's really fun. It's not too fun for the player that you're facing because they're just gonna kind of like look at you and facepalm the whole time and wish you were dead more than likely. But I like the deck; it's pretty fun, and I'll be playing it. Thanks, guys. Kyle from Team Moon signing out.